Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be starting a very exciting series, and what we're going to be working on is on the MMO series. So if you guys remember what we did a couple of times, some time ago, we created this RPG quest system. So let's just me play this on a new window. And if you remember, we created like a couple of like simple things. We have to find the sword. Here we get the chest, we get the items. And it's just a very basic UI, right? So what we're going to be doing here today is that we're going to be creating a MMO using this logic here, and then we're going to be able to save the items, save the character appearances, and maybe even creating like a login screen. And this all is going to be using this new asset that I'm started to offer, which is the Dev Titan. So you can find it on the website. So basically, this is going to be a huge tutorial how the Dev Titan works. All right. So without wasting too much time, the first thing you need to do is make sure you download this master RPG character. So that's the default source code. And then the next thing we need to do is that we need to head to Unreal Engine. And we're gonna go here, and we're gonna search here for Dev Titan, right? So if you don't have this here, you just need to go to the library, and you need to search for Dev Titan. So we're gonna go back and search for Dev Titan together, and you're gonna add this plugin for yourself. So you're gonna install the plugin. I already have. So I'm just going to go back here to my engine, and then I'm going to be heading here, and let's just go back to the libraries, and I'm going to search here for Dev Titan. All right. Now I'm going to install to the engine. Sure. I'm going to install in that slot. Install. Perfect. So now it's going to download, and we just need to wait a couple of seconds. And once that's finished, we'll resume the video. All right, guys. So after you install that plugin, you may need to reload your engine if you don't see it, but all you have to do is type let me type here the Dev Realm, right? And here you're gonna have a bunch, like you're gonna have this downloaded plugin. You have access to the documentation, so you can access anything you need here. So you even have a guide how to set up, very easy. But on this example, we're gonna be doing, so we don't need to worry about that. So we're going to turn this on, and we're going to restart the game. So while does that work, you head to the Dev Titan, the devrealm.com, okay? And we're going to sign in. If you don't have an account, I recommend you signing with Google, just because it's convenient. And I am just going to, actually, I need to sign up on this container. I have multiple containers on my browser, so I'm just going to sign up. And I'm going to sign up with my main account here. Nice. So after you sign up, you're gonna have a view like this. So I'm using the free version, so we can use the free one like I'm doing here. And now what we need to do is that the game has been reloaded. So I'm just gonna close this. Next thing you have to do is create a new project, and this one we are gonna call Test MMO. All right. Create the project, and we're going to copy this to the clipboard. Now we do have an example how we can actually implement this. So there's an Unreal Engine here. I'm going to make this section a little bit more obvious, but there's a couple of things we have to paste in order to make this working properly. But it's not very hard. So we're going to go ahead back here. We're going to go back to editor preferences, right? And I think we have a section called plugins, and here we have fracture audio. I think, let me just double check, it's not this one. I always get confused. Is the project settings. Yes, project settings, sorry. On the project settings, we're gonna go down until you see plugins, and now we are gonna find the Dev Realm, which is going to be this one, the Dev Realm backend. Perfect. Now you see that there is a bunch of things here that we need to fill up, and I'm going to explain why do you need to do this. So the first thing is the URL. So this is where we're going to send this request to. This case is my server, so we're just going to paste it here. Now the game key is your project key. And then the super base unknown key, this is just something that we use internally. So you just need to paste that one here. This one is like a public key, everyone has the same, so you don't need to worry about that too much. Now we're gonna leave the same prefix, v1, everything's fine, and that's it. We are all set. So the first thing I would like to do here is I'm gonna go back to the master inventory. Here, I'm gonna go back to, I think it's master parts. What is it? Character creator, and here's the main menu, right? So we have the main menu right here. So we need to change this a little bit. We need to actually add a login screen before this screen. So let's just go ahead and change this for us. So now what we're gonna need to do is, so this is the character creation screen, and here's the main menu. So the one we need is the main menu. Perfect. Now in the main menu, we already have all this logic added, which is good. We just need to hide this first. So the first thing we need to do here is, so you go to player box and the player list. So we are gonna add on the designer. I'm gonna duplicate that, and I'm just gonna add this login screen. Perfect. And I'm gonna add this right on the middle. So 0.5, 0.5. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger just because I want the login screen to be just nice. Perfect. And the next thing we need to do is to design the screen. And luckily enough, on this asset, we have inputs we can use. So I already have the input right here. And I can add another one. So this is gonna be basically email, and this one's gonna be pass, right? So the password. And then I'm gonna copy, I think we have a button, and we're just gonna add a button, WBP large button, and attribute set. So I'm just gonna add one right here, and I'm gonna wrap with horizontal box, right? And I'm gonna add two. I'm gonna make sure they fill everything. I'm gonna fix that with the resizer after. So what I can do here is just a wrap with a scale box actually. That's it. Now this one's gonna be, let's say, register. And this one, it's gonna be, let's say, login. Instead of using a horizontal, let's just use a replace with a vertical, with a horizontal vertical box. Yeah, just so we leave it on vertical. I think it's better. So this first one is going to be called create account, right? And this one, it's going to be just login. Perfect. Now, as I say, I'm not going to focus too much on this UI, so let's just keep it as it is. It doesn't look too bad. It just needs some spacing, you know. We just need to rewire a couple of things here. Now what I'm gonna do is from the login screen, I'm just gonna lower this a little bit. Perfect. Now we have that. Now we need to hide this one from the back. So I'm just gonna go back to the player list. I'm gonna go back to here, right? And here we have on construct, so we get the instance. That is fine. We get the data. We refresh. Yeah. Now when does that happen? I'm just gonna get this, and we're gonna set visibility to collapsed. So I don't want to show that at first glance. So I just want to see this, right? So I can create an account and log in. Now let's just focus on the buttons here. So let's just click on this, and let's change this to be email example at. Just gonna add like a test. Perfect. Now this one, we're gonna add the password. Password. Can leave a password. Now I'm not gonna add a example, right? Just leave it as is. Now this is really good. Now when we click on this button register, we need to do something. So what I'm gonna do is I want you guys to pause here, make sure you get to this point, and then in the next one we carry on to create the other part. All right.